everyone, this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. In today's video, I'm going to show you another way to make paper flowers. And what is important here is just the way how you're going to crinkle up the paper without really crinkling it in your hands. We're going to use a stylus for this. I have bought these quite a while ago. They usually come in a set of 4. You can find also very smaller ones, but that's not what we're going to use today because they're too small and they're going to rip your paper apart because we need to press down a little bit. So I've got these. I bought these on Amazon for really not expensive. They come in different sizes every time they go from the biggest to the smallest, as you can see here. So we're going to be using this, and we're going to use also thin cardstock. I'm not using very thick cardstock for this, but you could. But I chose my paper according to the design and the colors. This is why I have this one here. And it's enough. It's not very, very thin paper. It's not copy paper. It's probably around at least 100 grams, but it's not heavy cardstock. And I'm going to show you with different flowers. So I already did these tutorials, so I would invite you to go and check them out. I will put them probably in the upper right corner and some others in the description box, or maybe in the end of the video as well. So I'm using the exact same dies. So there's one I have done quite a while ago, and I did my own stamps also. These are stamps I made myself. This is the same die, but doing another technique to make it look completely different. And today I'm going to show you the same die, but it's going to look like, let me see, this one here. It's a little hint of what we're going to make next time, okay? This flower there, it's also this flower here. The glue is not dry yet, but look at this. I'm going to see how glittery it is. Well, I'll put a little bit of glitter on top and glue. We'll do that also, but look at this. How beautiful. And it looks kind of old-fashioned, but totally different. This is the same type, except that the die is a little thinner, but it's the same kind of shape. We're going to be able to do this also using this die. Same die here, different looks. And another color. This one has 2 big layers. There's only one here and only one here. The rest of it is the same. This one is really nice, but it looks much flatter. This one is using the technique I'm going to show you today. And look at that. Look how thick this is. And this has the same amount of layers. So it will have a different look if you put more or less layers, but it will be gorgeous too. You can put a bead in here. I didn't. I just used another piece of paper to make the center of my flower. I would probably put a bead in here too. And finally, this one as well, using of course another die, but look at this. This one looks more modern. This one looks a bit more, not antique, but a little shabby, more vintage look. See this? I think it's just gorgeous. You can see all the look of it, the 3D impression of it. It looks kind of more realistic. And I'm going to show you another one that I had. Gosh, I've got so many things on my table. Yes, look at this. These 2 flowers are using the exact same die. Exact same die. There's one more layer on this one than on this one, the one in the center. But except that, same flower, 2 different looks. That's what I think it's so interesting. I was playing with my paper yesterday. So I'm going to show you this with the first flower. So try with any die you have, and I'm going to put it upside down. So depending on the size of your petal, you're going to use a smaller or a bigger little ball here. So this one seems to be nice. Oh, and this is also important. I'm using a thick foam here. So you can find these usually in your craft store. Maybe they come a bit bigger. Mine used to be bigger and I cut it in half. You can find these also online, of course. But if you don't have this, even though I would recommend if you do a lot of paper flowers to have this kind of tool. But if you don't, you could probably use 2 or 3 layers of fun foam and you stack them up. You don't have to glue them down, but just stack them up, and you need some squishy thing, but not too squishy. Like a sponge, maybe too squishy, and you may tear your paper and pierce it, go through it. So this is kind of resistant, but it's also squishy. So Am I going to use, maybe this one is a bit bigger. So what you need to do here, because you could crinkle them up in your hands, but I don't like the look of it because it does harsh lines in all directions, but I want my lines to come down here. Like maybe you could see that here. See this? It's coming there. It gives more a realistic look. So I'm going to start in the center. It doesn't really matter. And then you go on the sides. You press, oh, you see I've pressed too hard. It doesn't matter. And you're going to continue doing this. Sometimes I can't even realize how much I'm pressing down. You press, you pull, press and pull. And see the lines it's making there. You'll probably see, yeah, you'll see this better on this side. Well, that's what we want to do. It looks more natural. And this is going to be my bottom layer, so nobody's going to see that I ripped it. I'm not going to redo or do a second shot because that's going to happen probably to you too. So let's be fair and honest. Then you turn it around. I'm going to use the bigger ball and press in the center. So it's going to have this kind of shape. You see the center is going down and the petals upwards. I'm going to do it one more time, trying not to tear it apart, just to show you that it goes very quickly. I think it's easier when you press and pull than press and push. If you try press and push and you feel better, do it. It's just me. I don't have as much control if I do it that way. All right, turn it over, spread your petals apart, and press in the center. Then you're going to use, so I said that this was going to be my bottom layer. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue. And I'm going to make sure that I'm offsetting the petals and still pressing down. So it's going to stay in shape. Oh, I was going to say, don't do this on your foam pad here because you can see here I got a burn. That's because of the hot glue, so I'm going to work on something different. This is too much tone on tone. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to work on that paper. All right. Is it a bit too dark? I think it's too light. I'm going to use that one, so it's going to make it less bright. It should be better. Okay. So now I'm going to go to, you're going to do this to all your petals, from the biggest to the smallest. And I might do too big, too small, and one or two smallest. If you have only 3 dies of each flower, it's going to be enough. But having different sizes is nice. You don't have to have 4. 3 is good. You'll manage with 3. Now the next size, I'm going to put it down there and do the same thing. And press. I'm probably going to do, I'm not sure, I'm not going to do another layer of this one here. I don't think so. Am I or am I not? I don't think so. I'm just going to do the small flower, but I haven't put it in shape yet, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to use my smallest stylus here. I don't have it in the going the right direction, so I'm going to do that. Turn it over, press in the center, and now it's going to look nice. Yeah, perfect. Dab of glue. And put that here. And there you have it. Less layers, but I still think it's nice. I have another one here. And then because you've pressed down, you can put it in shape a little bit like it was before. And then these one up a little bit. You can fiddle around. And these are facing upwards. I really love the way they look. And you could probably see if I put a little shadow that the lines are coming from there towards the center, and it looks so shabby It looks so beautiful. I'm going to show you this one because maybe you won't see everything because of the colors. Look at this one. Can you see this? This one is gorgeous. I did put 2 layers there. So it really depends on your mood, what you want to do. I think these are absolutely gorgeous. I love the colors of this one. I really do. I'm going to make another one. And this time it's going to be using these petals. I love them as well. It's completely different. So I'm going to do 2 bigs just to be prepared, 2 smaller ones. As you can see, I have more. I could have used more, but I'm going to use 2 of each and 2 smaller ones there. I'm going to use these 2. I'm going to use a smaller one since my petals are smaller, and you're going to do this at once. It's going to go quicker. Start from the end, push, pull, push, pull. See that? It couldn't be faster. So if you really intend to make flowers, these are great tools. So these are my 2 biggest one. I'm going to keep on doing this with the smallest. This is so fun and easy to do. And again, you know what? You can use up your scraps doing this. Take maybe an hour in the week if you can, go through all your paper scraps. And if you can cut out a few flowers, you're going to be great, good to go. Even though you can't maybe sometimes put too many layers, you will still have different looks. Turn them over. That's what I do. I do one side at a time in a whole bunch of colors and variety of sizes. When I'm over, I turn them all over and I press down like this. So it's already putting them in shape. And then when I'm done, I glue them up together. It goes much faster this way. And I'm really pressing down here. Okay, so I'm going to take my 2 first. You don't have to put, again, 2 layers. Again, it depends if you want them fluffy or not. So this one I have only 1 layer. The biggest one, I'm going to put 2 this one. So you'll choose a bit of hot glue. You overlap your petals and press. I think the secret also is to press down while the glue is drying. Now I'm going to go for the next set of petals, and these are a size under. And I think I'm going to put only 1, and then I'm going to go with my smallest flower here. And put that baby in the center. And there you go. How nice is this? See that? I think it's gorgeous. Different. You could put a bead in here. You could put another layer. I have another center. I could do just 2 if I wanted to because I only have 2 leftovers. I could do 2. I'm going to do 2 right now. Offset it, press down, and there you go. Easy, huh? Very simple. And you can do this whatever shape you have. This is very nice too. Flat, rather flat, but nice. More modern, more vintagey. I love both. I didn't do the center here, but you could. But I intend to put some flat bat beads in the center. So I haven't decided the colors yet. But that's the most important thing is why I wanted to show you how you can use different techniques. Could you just believe that this was this? It's hard to know. This is bigger, but it's the same. It's exactly the same die than this one. And this is the flat side. This was just pinched, and that's it. Again, these. Very fun to do, very easy. You can use up your scraps. You need at least 3 different sizes, and then layers, it depends. 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. It's gonna be perfect. And look at this on a card. I think it's just beautiful. And they look so precious. So there you go. I hope this was helpful. I'm going to show you also these two. I don't know if I showed you in the beginning of the video. I probably did, but look at these. That's the same die, and it's, which one is it? It's this one. And I use the same technique. I really prefer these than this one, but I'm going to use it. I have it. But look at that. So play with this, use different colors. You could use shades of pinks, for example, or reds. You put one dark pink, one layer of lighter pink, one dark, one dark, one lighter, and it could have also a different look to it. So play with your paper, play with these stylus. Have some few layers of foam if you want to have something like squishy but with a little bit of resistance, and hot glue. Nothing fancy, but your flowers are going to look beautiful, and you'll have more fun because it's more versatile when you have more choices. And just for the glue, I'm going to show you the glitter. So I usually use in my other projects big glitter. You can see this one is quite big. I'm going to use for this very fine glitter. And it's much better because my flowers, I think it looks more delicate if the glitter is smaller. So what I'm going to use maybe this one. I'm just going to I'm going to use that glue. It's open, so let's do it. Yep, okay. Just one little drop. Then you can take your fingers very quickly. Again, I would do this when all my flowers are done. And take your time. I'm just rushing it, but just to show you how easy it is. A little bit of paper there. And sprinkle. Tap the excess off. And there you go. A little bit of shadow, I think it's important. You see this? Oh, it's beautiful. Just on the edges like this. It's more or less random, but I do think it's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, ladies and gents. So give it a try and see what you can do. Play with your paper, play with your embellishments, because it's always nice to have a whole bunch at a time. Make them, put them in the box, and whenever you're ready, you need it, you'll have them. You don't have to rush and make one at the very last minute, and make them in a variety of colors. So please give me some thumbs up for this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button, and also share on social medias. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I do appreciate, and see you soon for another tutorial.